Hi everyone, welcome. Thanks for joining me. My name is Paul Statton. I'm the founder of the Healers Academy. Now in the Healers Academy, I train people to become healers so they can access their inherent magical abilities and go out into the world and actually change people's lives so they have a life which is healthier and joyful, and the actual healer has a life of meaning and contribution. In this particular video, I'm really excited to share with you about the Healers Academy, about how we can help you discover your unique magical abilities so that you can become a healer. Because what I've discovered is there's 5 main ingredients for you to become a healer. And today I'm going to share those 5 with you so you can understand how you can be a healer. Yeah? Does that interest you? Okay, so let's start off by looking at the main challenges that people have in becoming a healer. And from my experience, 20 years as a professional healer, training healers around Australia and overseas, I found there's 2 main challenges or obstacles that people have in becoming a healer, and see if you can relate to these. The first main challenge I see that people have in becoming a healer is clarity. A lot of people lack clarity of how they are a particular healer. How can I specifically help people? And I know people done healing courses and they've learned some great modalities, great healing techniques, but they're still not really out there as a healer. And the reason is because they don't understand their role as a healer. I'm going to talk more about that today. So that's the first characteristic, the lack of clarity as your role as a healer. The second main factor which challenges people and stops them being a healer is confidence. I find that a lot of people who want to be healers, they really want to help people, they've got an aspiration to go out there and reduce the suffering on the world. But one thing that really stops them is a lack of self-belief. They don't feel they're good enough to actually help people. It's like they have an attitude, me? How can I help people? I've had a life of struggle and problems. How are people going to learn and heal from me? And that lack of self-worth, I feel, is a big factor which stops a lot of people in actually becoming a healer. So I can relate to these challenges because in my life, I've actually had these challenges. And let me just share you a bit about my story about how I became a healer. So, when I was growing up, I felt I didn't really fit into the world. I felt I dominated people around me. I didn't really feel accepted for who I was. I felt the world was a bit weird, it was a bit crazy. I couldn't totally understand why people sort of were living like this false life and not really being who they are. And it really confused me for a lot of my childhood growing up, and I was very suicidal as a teenager, thinking, how do I fit into this world? I was quite depressed, and I was quite angry and quite sad and quite addicted and drank alcohol a lot and binged, and just not really sure who I was, and I lacked that clarity of who I was as a person and what my purpose was. The second major challenge of confidence is because I was dominating people around me as a child and not really accepted for who I was. I really lacked confidence for who I was, and I created this false sense of who I was to try and be accepted in the world, and I had a lot of guilt and a lot of shame as a child, and I couldn't totally understand how me could be out there in the world in a major way, because I thought I was quite magical and I could connect to energy a lot. But I couldn't really see how I could fit into the world with those abilities. So I found the life very challenging. Then in 1996, I had a major emergency, and I had a broken love affair, which was really sad for me, really broke my heart. And I was teaching at university at the time, which I quite enjoyed, and I enjoyed teaching. But university was becoming a hard place to work because I wasn't totally accepted for who I was in terms of my creative teaching abilities, and so I was really looking for another source of work. And my third major whammy, I call it like a triple whammy, the love affair and work. The triple one which really hit me probably the hardest was one of my friends almost died in a car accident, and when I went to him in hospital, that really hit me very hard because I could see how much pain this guy was in. He almost died, and I don't like hospitals. They're like for sick people. They're not where people get that healthy. And after visiting him, I went to the Botanic Gardens where I lived, and I sat in the gardens and said, I've got to change my life, I know I wasn't happy, and I knew I had addiction, similar to this guy who had a car accident, and, he was drunk because he had addiction to alcohol, and I thought, well, I've got addictions, am I going to end up in a hospital, And I thought, no, it's time to change my life. It was like a wake-up call. And, emergencies like emerge and see. It's time for me to emerge to get out of the life I was in and to see who I really was. So I went on a healing journey and to find out who I really was. And because I wanted to keep myself healthy after seeing this guy in hospital, I learned a lot of healing courses, and I really got interested in healing and got interested in the body and got interested in energy and got interested in consciousness. And in that process, I actually was doing healing on other people, and I realised by being a healer, I could actually help other people, and I was getting amazing results with clients, like really being able to determine the underlying cause of their illness and being able to move that blocked energy and to feel healthy again. And it sort of just woke my life up, and I just realised by reconnecting to who I was, my abilities to work with energy and play with energy, that I found a meaning and contribution in life because I knew I could help other people. So I became a healer, and I realised that in that journey in becoming a healer, I started to get a lot more confidence in who I was because I was accessing my abilities in healing. And that also I got clarity in who I was. So I felt I had meaning and a contribution to the world by using my abilities. So that's my journey in how I became a healer. And, the results I've got is, I'm a lot happier, and I'm a lot clearer in who I am. I enjoy life more. I've travelled the world a lot. I've helped a lot of people change their life. And I remember this guy who came to me, and he was almost dead. He was on death's door, no doubt about it. He was like this auburn grey colour, and he was taking 30 painkillers a day. And I couldn't even touch his body to do any body work when I started healing with him because he couldn't even shower. It was too painful for him. So slowly I helped him really connect to who he was and help him deal with his underlying issues, which was causing his body to be blocked. And after a month, that guy was on no painkillers, none. And he was very healthy. He had colour in his face. He looked very healthy. And, I got about 20 clients out of him because they all said, I want to be like him, you know what I mean? And so it changed his life. Not only was he healthy, I helped him reconnect to what he wanted to do. And he found a passion in life. That was about working with worms, to help worms and helping clear people's houses from dog poo and stuff, which is very toxic. And he puts the dog poo in this machine, which the worms actually clear the toxins from it, and you can re-put it back into the earth. So it's a really powerful thing he learned, and really got excited to know that he could help people and find his passion and make a service to the world. So, for me, that was very exciting to be able to help make a major transformation in someone's life. And, I got excited every time I can see people change in their life. So, there's some of the results I've got from helping people. So what I'm going to share with you now is a solution I've found from my journey, from what I've gone through and becoming a healer. And as I said at the start of this video, is, there's 5 major keys, ingredients to becoming a healer. And now I'm going to share with you what those 5 major pieces are. And I'm going to show you on the whiteboard. Okay, so the solution I'm going to share with you about how to become a healer, which we use in the Healers Academy where I train healers, is focusing on the 5 key ingredients that you need to be a healer. And I put these 5 ingredients together as a jigsaw. I call it the healer's jigsaw. It's like putting the 5 pieces of who you are, the 5 aspects of your skills, your knowledge, your personal attributes that you require to have the competency to be a professional healer and help other people heal. Because in a way, it's like a jigsaw, putting the pieces of yourself together again. So the healer's jigsaw is the framework that we use in the Healers Academy to enable you to become a healer. And now I'm going to go through each of those 5 aspects. Now, the first aspect, as you can see on the whiteboard, is understanding healing. This is crucial to actually be an effective healer. And what I've found working with a lot of people who want to become a healer, and even people who are a healer, is that they don't necessarily understand what healing is. And there's a lot of myths out there about what actually healing is. And, you know, some people believe it's just reducing a symptom, like taking a pill. Now, that might help you in the short run, but is it really healing at a deep level? So in the Healers Academy, we take a very holistic perspective to healing. And that is that to look at healing, you've got to understand the illness and what causes illness. And to me, illness is caused by a block of energy in the body, which causes a body dysfunction. And that's what we label as a body symptom or illness. Now, what causes a block in energy? To me, that block of energy into your body is caused by blocking your essence, blocking the flow of energy from you as the spirit coming into the body. And therefore, it's about a disconnection from your soul, not fully embodying your soul. It's what's causing illness. So therefore, healing, on the opposite to that, is it's like reverse engineering. It's about finding out what blocks you've got in your body, because most natural holistic healers looking for blocks in your body, because they know if they can determine the blocks of energy in your body, they can then determine what part of soul you're blocking and help you unblock that part of your soul, and then your body will just naturally heal itself. So understanding healing is crucial, a very important part of the healer's jigsaw, to understand what healing is so that you can explain it to people when you sell your services, and also to know exactly what you're doing when you're taking a person on a healing journey. So that's the first one, understanding healing. So let's look at number 2, and I'll just write it up on the whiteboard. Now, the second part of the healer's jigsaw, first one being understanding your healing, the second one is knowing your role as a healer. This is crucial also to being a healer, because what I've found is that a lot of people, they're going in particular modalities, which are really good healing techniques, but they don't understand and don't have clarity around who they are as a healer. So to me, it's really knowing your role as a healer. And in the Healers Academy, what we do is really help people connect to their inherent abilities in various ways to determine what is their soul essence, what particular gifts of awareness are they bringing to the planet. And part of that process in determining your role as a healer is helping people looking at their life journey, which I call the healer's journey, you know, the journey you go through in life to actually determine yourself as a healer. And what I've found, and very powerful to help people connect to themselves as a healer, is look at what are the major traumas and struggles they've had in their life, and what have they overcome, and what have they discovered from that. Because what you've discovered from your struggles in your life is what you actually can help other people with, because you've discovered solutions to them. So your role as a healer is quite often what you've discovered in life from all the struggles and obstacles you've had. Because you tend to attract people who are like you, so you better like yourself and like your journey, because you can relate to them. So for instance, for me, you know, as I said, I felt quite disempowered as a child. I didn't really feel I felt fitted into the world, and I didn't really feel comfortable around people. I was really affected by a lot of other people, especially dominating people. So what I'm very powerful at doing is helping people who feel disempowered, because I know what it's like to be disempowered and not know how to deal with dominating people, because I've gone through that and I've discovered solutions of how to overcome that. And also I'm very good with people who don't fit into the world, because that's what I was like. And I help people access their abilities to help other people, to help change the world, not to actually try and fit into a world by sacrificing themselves and being sad and angry. So my particular journey has helped me find out my role as a healer and how I can help people. And now I help people become a healer because I know what it's like to become a healer. I went through all the struggles of lack of clarity, lack of confidence, and a lot of issues about how to become a healer. And now I've gone through that journey, and I've been a healer for 20 years. I've written 5 books, and I've helped people from 50 countries and worked overseas and all around Australia, helping transform a lot of people's lives. I know what works and what doesn't work as a healer. So your role as a healer and knowing your role as a healer is crucial. in understanding yourself as a healer, and we focus on that a lot in the Healers Academy. Okay, so now let's look at number 3, the third piece of your Healer's Jigsaw. Number 3, the third piece of the Healer's Jigsaw, master energy. This is really important as a healer for a few reasons, and let me just explain those. When you look at healing from a holistic perspective, which we do in the Healers Academy, you know, that connection between mind, body, spirit, and emotions, you know, they're all energy. And if you understand healing from an energetic perspective, then you can actually help people heal. So mastering energy is important for, first of all, to understand how everything is energy and know how to connect to people from an energetic perspective. So I help a lot of people understand how to connect to people at an energetic level. Because if you know how to connect to a client, their energy tells you everything about them. I've never ever had a client in the last 20 years that I can't determine what the underlying cause of illness is, because I connect to their energy, and from that I can determine what their block is, where it is in their body, and then actually interpret it and understand what part of their soul they're blocking. Really, really powerful. Because the quicker that you can tell people what their cause of illness is, the quicker then you can help move it, because you also understand what they require to do to shift it. So the other important thing about mastering energy is knowing how to look after your own energy and not be affected by other people. I've realised that a lot of people who want to be healers, and maybe you can relate to this, is they're empaths. And what I mean by an empath is they're very sensitive to energy. And quite often people who are empaths get drained and affected by other people because they're not quite sure how to master their own energy. So they feel drained, or they take on other people's stuff, and they feel, and they don't feel very good, and they think it's them, but it's actually they're taking on other people's issues. Now, if you're going to be working with a client, you've got to be powerful in your own energy, know how to bring through your abilities, your gifts of awareness from understanding your role as a healer. You've got to be able to bring through your consciousness by being powerful in your own self and not be drained with clients. Because clients are going to come to you with deep stuff. That's why they're coming to you. But you've got to be able to know how to connect to them but not be drained by them. And we work a lot with that in the Healers Academy. By getting you, we do a lot of sensory ability training and give you a lot of techniques of how you can work with your own energy and to hold your energy and know how to connect to people. So that's the third piece of the jigsaw. So let's now look at number 4. Okay, the fourth piece of the healing jigsaw to become an effective healer. Effective healing systems. Now obviously if you want to help people heal and know how to work with clients, you've got to have an effective way of taking persons through a healing journey. Now, this is one problem I had when I started off. Like, I learned some great techniques in kinesiology and various forms of healing modalities, but I wasn't quite sure how to work with a client. What do I actually do with them when they come, and how do I put that together to take them on a healing journey? So, in the Healers Academy, we work very much on helping you determine and having effective healing systems. First of all, determining where a person's at, what's going on for them, where are they blocked, to know how to determine that. And that's where working with energy is really important. And then it's knowing, okay, where does that person want to go? What outcomes are they looking for from their healing? And then how do you take them from where they're at to where they want to go? Using your abilities, your role as a healer, because you're understanding that clients who come to you have had similar issues to you. That's why they're attracted to you. So in your effective healing systems, it's knowing how to bring through your consciousness to help the client shift. Now, I know a lot of healing courses I did, people always said you've got to do healing in a particular way, which I do not agree. I think there's so many different ways you can do healing, and it's applying it in your own way. So what we do in the Healers Academy is give you some effective healing systems to start off with, but then to develop them in your own way, based on your role in healing and based on your inherent way that you would like to do it. So we certainly encourage people to access their own skills and own abilities, but have a framework to start off with. It's like having training wheels, but after a while you tend to do it your own way, in the way that suits you. But having effective healing systems, techniques and ways to take someone through a healing journey. That gives you confidence. We talked about before. If you have a good effective healing systems, you know what you're going to do with the client when they come, then based on your abilities, that's going to give you confidence because you develop that system and you're confident that it's going to work because it's accessing who you are. And you've got clarity because you understand healing, what it is, what you're doing with the client, and you have clarity from knowing your role as a healer. Remember, clarity and confidence, the two biggest things that tends to stop people, lack of clarity, lack of confidence, they tend to stop people. So what we focus then on is helping people have clarity in not only your role as a healer, but clarity in understanding what you're doing with the client and clarity in the way you actually take them through a healing journey. And then using your abilities through mastering your energy and having techniques that work for you in your way to give you the confidence. So you're starting to see how that jigsaw fits together to help you become a healer. The fifth piece of the healing jigsaw in becoming a healer is to be consciously aware to be the person you are, to be the person you're required to be to bring through the energy required to be a healer. Because the way I look at healing is, as a professional healer, I don't actually heal anybody, but what I do is I help bring through the energy, the light consciousness, to help that person heal based on my role as a healer. They're coming for certain gifts from me, what I know, what I've discovered from my journey, and I bring that energy through to actually help that person access that energy, access those gifts of awareness. I feel everyone on the planet has got gifts of awareness. In a sense, we're all healers. So you've got to be certainly aware in certain ways, and in the Healers Academy, we help you develop the awareness that you need to be the person, to hold that vibration in your physical body, to embody it, so that you can bring through that light of consciousness. So that's like being aware of the bigger picture, being aware that we are going through a major shift in consciousness in the planet, and that there's a lot of people out there who are unconscious and are looking at ways to how to wake up and how to be who they are. And therefore, as a healer, to understand how you can help them in that process by bringing through the energy that you can bring through your soul, through your body, so that you can help them heal. So, the 5 pieces of the healing jigsaw is understanding healing, know what healing is, knowing your role as a healer, knowing how to master energy, effective healing systems, knowing how to take someone on a healing journey. And the last one is being consciously aware, so you're the person that can bring through the consciousness to help the other person. And what we find out in the Healers Academy, if you actually achieve a high level of skills, abilities and personal attributes in each of those 5 aspects, you will become a very effective healer. So we develop you in each of those areas. So it's like you put yourself together, like a jigsaw, to become the healer that you really require, and you can make a contribution to the world based on your inherent magical abilities. And then have a life of meaning and a life of contribution, and feeling clearer who you are, and have the confidence that you can be in the world, fit in the world, and know how to help other people. So, call to action. A little challenge I've got for you. What's one thing in your life that you've been through that you've actually found a solution to that you feel you could help somebody else? So I just want you to go away after this video and just connect to what's one challenge you've had in your life that you've discovered a solution for that you feel you could help other people. In that way you're a healer. Now, there's probably a lot of things that we've learned, but my challenge is just if you could share one. Now then what you can do is share that below this video. And of course, if you really like the video, like it on Facebook, share it on Facebook, and tell other people to watch this video. Because obviously the world is looking for healers. We're going through a major change in consciousness and conscious awareness, and a lot of people now are actually looking to be healed, and they're looking for more holistic healing than the traditional Western medical system is providing. So there certainly is a big market out there for people who want access to a holistic healer. So maybe now it's time for you to become a healer. Now, if you'd like more information on the Healers Academy, What I'm going to do is after this video, I'm going to leave some details for you where you can access some information, and if you want to know more information about the Healers Academy, or if you want to apply to register in one of the courses of the Healers Academy, and we do an interview application, you can leave those details with us so we can follow you up. Anyway, best wishes on your journey. I'm going to leave you with 3 sayings that I really like to reflect my philosophies of life. Know yourself, especially knowing your role as a healer. Know who you are. Know yourself, number 1. Second one, be who you are. Be yourself. Be a healer. Go out to the world and help other people. This is a system in the Healers Academy to help you be who you are. The third aspect, share yourself. Be a healer, share your gifts of awareness. The world needs you. So know yourself, be yourself, share yourself. My philosophies of life. I really appreciate your time with me sharing today with this video, and I certainly look forward to you in my next video. Until then, Paul Staton saying bye for now.